ladies and gentlemen, this is the last video I will be posting for the day because I'm trying to get enough videos uploaded and enough videos ready for you guys to have in time. I don't have to be rushing and everything like that. In today's video, we're going to be reacting to the most toxic rivalry in NBA history. I have not seen this video at all. I don't know what it's about, but we're going to get into it, and it's going to be very interesting. So let's see.
2026. After missing Game 1 due to an ankle injury, Kevin Durant and LeBron James are about to face off in the playoffs for the first time since 2018.
You've got two of the greatest to ever do it going head-to-head, he and LeBron tonight.
For Durant, this was his opportunity to finally show he can defeat James in a series without the Warriors. For James, this was his opportunity to finally slay the monster that he himself had a hand in creating. In fact, at this point, their legacies are so intertwined that one can't be mentioned without the other.
Tries a three. Bang!
I'm unreliable.
I'm not gonna comment.
Kevin Durant way outside. Delivers! Something under, throws it off the backboard.
I mean, their careers are intertwined, but not as much as people think. You know what I mean? Like, their careers are intertwined, but not as much as you might think. You know what I mean? But I do remember when KD said that he said that LeBron was toxic. But he didn't necessarily say LeBron was toxic. He said the things surrounding LeBron is toxic.
And it would all start in 2007.
That's when KD got to the league.
In 2007, LeBron James would make his first ever NBA Finals, where he would fall short to the San Antonio Spurs. Later that month in New York, Kevin Durant will be drafted.
The Seattle Supersonics select Kevin Durant from the University of Texas.
In Durant's first season, he will win the Rookie of the Year award. In his second season, he will be joined by Russell Westbrook. And in his third, OKC would add James Harden. Meanwhile, LeBron will have quite the opposite trajectory. After making the finals in 2007, he will lose season after season in the East playoffs, not being able to get over the hump of the Boston Celtics and their big three. With his supporting cast not getting younger
really
anytime soon. James would make the infamous decision of joining the Miami Heat.
Yep. The decision. Man, that was really impactful in NBA history, honestly, you know.
Forming his very own big
Without
three.
that,
in response, Kevin Durant will let his feelings be known on Twitter, saying, quote, "Now everybody want to play for the Heat and the Lakers. Let's go back to being competitive and going at
7:09 a.m. July 16th, 2010. Now everybody want to play for the Heat and the Lakers. Let's go back to being competitive and going at these peoples." That's a very interesting tweet, just because of the fact that now everyone wants to play for the Heat and the Lakers. I'm not going to lie to you, at this point in time, nobody really wanted to play for the Lakers because nobody was joining Kobe. Mind you, July 16th, 2010, literally Kobe had just won the finals. Yeah, I think Kobe had just won the finals, like back in May. So May or June. So this is very interesting.
these people. That season, Durant and the Thunder will make it all the way to the Western Conference Finals, losing to the Mavericks in 5 games. The Mavs would then proceed to defeat LeBron and the Heat in 6 games. James's first ring would have to wait. That summer, Durant and James would begin developing an unlikely friendship, training together all off-season.
Gotta get some food up in us before we pass out.
Maybe they should become teammates.
Durant, after getting a closer look at James in these sessions, will go from being one of his critics to now becoming an ally.
Good work, man. I'm glad I came out here.
And of course, they would even record a song. This training would pay off for both players, as the following season,
made a song together?
the pair would meet in the 2012 NBA Finals, where the Heat will win in 5. James's first
close,
championship will be against Durant.
Those games were close.
It's about damn time.
But despite this loss, the future could not have looked brighter for the Thunder. With a young core of Durant, Westbrook, and Harden, it was only a matter of time before they would run the league. Yet,
unfortunately, that did not happen. They ran the league just in their separate ways. Kevin Durant went to the Warriors and won 2 championships. And Russell Westbrook won the MVP, average triple-double for 4 years straight. James Harden became the most prolific scorer in probably NBA history and literally averaged 40 for the month, as Stephen A. Smith said. I'll just add the clip in there. Editing, Dame, you do that. You just add that clip in there.
Days before the start of the following season, the Thunder would decide to trade away Harden after failing to agree to an extension.
Yep, and it was over $3 million. It was literally just because they wouldn't give him $3 million extra dollars. Yeah, James Harden doesn't become the player he becomes if he stays on the Thunder, by the way, guys. I mean, he probably becomes a really good player. He probably averages like 22, 23 a game, but he doesn't become the player that he is now. That's the issue. So, hey, I mean, James Harden's the first ballot Hall of Famer, so I guess everyone's careers really did pan out well. Also, he was the 3rd overall pick in the draft, so I guess he kind of would have panned out anyway, because he was a consensus player in his draft class, so top 3. So I don't know. Went higher than Russ in the draft, I believe, or they went around the same pick. So whatever.
To give Harden the max when the sides couldn't come to terms.
The max wasn't even that much, by the way. That's all they had to do was give him some money.
$4 million too.
Yeah, see?
I know Brown and them was so fucking happy that we wasn't together no more because we was on their ass. Everybody in the league was like, man, James, I'm so happy you in Houston, man.
I mean, that is true. They were happy that he had left the team because that final series was actually really close. Like, really close. Realistically, like, every game was a close game, except I think Game 5. I'm pretty sure Game 5 was the only game that wasn't close at all. But it was really close.
Man, you gonna kill it, bro. My bro. I was like, shut the fuck up. Y'all just fucking scared. Y'all knew we was on the way.
Their public friendship was now no more. The rivalry had begun. And for KD,
they were still
that might
friends.
have meant something deeper, something far more obsessive. You see, later that season in April, Durant would do an interview with Sports.
Oh yeah, the famous interview. I've been second my whole life. I was the second best player in high school. I was the second pick in that draft. I've been second in the MVP voting 3 times. I came in second in the finals. I'm tired of being second. I'm done with it.
Illustrated, revealing that he would follow James's box score every night and recreating how he himself would have played to get those numbers.
Who do you play as?
Anybody.
Just tell me. Who do you play as?
All right, LeBron.
And one could even argue that this obsession would lead Durant to embody in James's personality traits as well. On January 25th, 2013, a Miami Heat fan would hit a half-court shot to win $75,000. This is how LeBron would react.
The Heat's asked tonight, that man in the yellow sweatshirt. Oh, the hook from LeBron James.
Then, exactly 2 months later, an OKC Thunder fan would hit the same shot to win $20,000. This is how KD would react.
Did you ever imagine that after you do it, that Kevin Durant would be tackling you mid?
And everything.
Oh my God! Wait, that actually is pretty similar. What the hell? Yo, KD, what was you on, bro? Come on, bro. What was you on, KD? That's kind of weird, bro. I mean, I guess if you want to win, you gotta embody the best. And I think Kevin Durant, he wanted to win so bad, and he wanted to be number one. He wanted to be number one. He was done finishing second place, and he got that wish because when he joined the Warriors, he had all the opportunity to beat LeBron and be number one. Fortunately, that number one does come with an asterisk next to it. But you were number one. I guess you could say he was the best player on the planet, but I don't really think he was the best player on the planet. I still think it was LeBron. But, I used to have conversations with my friends back in, 7th grade and 8th grade and 6th grade, and they'd be like, I would be like, who's your favorite player? I'm like, LeBron. And they'd be like, oh, LeBron, wash, this and that, which is stupid. This is what I'm talking about. These are like stupid ass like takes. by like 7th graders, 8th graders, and 6th graders at the same time. And it's like, bro, what are you even talking about? It was just stupid. Like, I remember there was dudes saying that like Kyrie was better and this and that. And I was like, oh brother, here we go. Oh my, James Harden's better. Blah 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 blah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll see who's still playing. But we'll see who's still playing by June. And it wasn't James, and it wasn't Kyrie, and it wasn't Russ, and it wasn't a lot of players they were talking about. It's just very interesting, you know. That's all.
Only about to get crazier. But before we get to that, a quick word from today's sponsor.
I'm not part of today's sponsor, but thank you for that.
In the 2013 season, LeBron would win his second championship. While in the 2014 season, Kevin Durant would win the league's MVP. But in the 2014 playoffs, Durant would struggle to begin the series against Memphis. In response, the Oklahoma newspaper will publish a controversial
Mr. Unreliable
titled,
is crazy.
Mr. Unreliable.
To your own player.
Unreliable. I'm unreliable. Unreliable.
Me, Mr. Unreliable, that's what they said. Well, it's all good. I don't really care, you know.
No, he did care.
For my paper back at home.
He did care. He did care. That probably did upset him very much because, like, Oklahoma City is just, like, became his home and, like, you know, it meant everything to him. And they basically ruined that by, what's the word? You know, I feel like I'm not going to say OKC fans don't take Kevin Durant for granted, but I feel like in a way they need to his jersey has to be retired by Oklahoma City. Even though KD only spent, you know, he was there because Oklahoma City, you know, 2008, from 2008 all the way to, you know, 2016, you know, that's still a long time to be with the franchise. I'm not going to lie. And I know OKC fans don't like Kevin Durant because he left them and went to Golden State after being down 3-1, after blowing a 3-1 lead and all this and then this and this and that. I still think that like I understand that he upset y'all, but like that's still one of the best players in your franchise history. Actually, technically, even though SGA did win a championship and an MVP, back-to-back MVPs, SGA is pretty new to this OKC history. He's kind of already spent almost close to the same amount of time as, you know, KD was there. But I feel like you can't forget that Kevin Durant played for Oklahoma. Like when I think of Oklahoma City, I do think of Russell Westbrook, but I also think of, you know, certain players that follow it, like Steven Adams, Kevin Durant, not James Harden at all. SGA, I do.
One of Durant's biggest defenders, LeBron James, who would say, "I don't think that was a great idea. Not your hometown paper. KD's got to be a free agent at some point." Later in the playoffs, the Thunder
you gave bro the
Heat
idea.
will both lose to the San Antonio Spurs, and after a 4-year stint in Miami, James would return to Cleveland that summer, teaming up with Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love.
That was not a
Kevin
super team,
Durant,
by the way.
It would continue to get worse as he would suffer a Jones fracture, sidelining him for most of the upcoming season.
Poor
But
KD.
things were about to brighten up for Durant, as on October 6, 2014, the NBA was signed a new TV deal worth $24 billion. And with more money comes higher cap space for teams. There were two routes the league could go down. One, have the cap spike happen all at once, or two, have what Adam Silver suggested, a smoothing cap, a gradual rise in the coming years. The NBA Players Association, led by President Chris Paul and Vice President LeBron James, would reject the smoothing cap. Thus, the stage was set for the 2016 offseason to have an unprecedented increase in teams' cap space. The most notable free agent that summer, Kevin Durant.
We all know the parlor game in NBA circles for the better part of the past 2 years has been, let's figure out where Kevin Durant is going to go in 2016.
Yeah.
Of course, anyone who is telling you that they know what is going to happen is flat out lying, because Kevin Durant doesn't know what he's going to do yet.
But in the 2015 season, a new dynasty would form in the West. The Golden State Warriors, after hiring Steve Kerr, would explode onto the scene.
They weren't yet who they are now, though.
Winning 67 games, led by Stephen Curry, the league's newest MVP.
I'm telling you right now, that first MVP, he shouldn't have won. That's a weak MVP. The statistics on that MVP just yes, he won like 60 something games and all that, but bro, like, I'm not hating on Curry. I know it sounds like I'm hating, but bro, trust me. Any MVP season before that, other than Nash's MVP, other than Steve Nash's MVPs, and after that, every MVP season is better than Curry's 2014, 2015 MVP season. Literally. Now the 2015, 2016, oh yeah, he got that. He got that. That was crazy. But the 2014, 2015, no. It's okay. It's just okay. It's not that great in history. It's just okay.
With a core of
But he
Curry,
was the
Thompson,
MVP
and Green,
though, so.
the Warriors would march into the finals against the
But there were players
short-handed
that had better
Cavaliers
numbers
team,
though, that year that
defeating
should have
them
won
in
MVP
6
low-key.
games. For NBA discourse, this series would be a turning point in the culture. No longer was the debate KD versus LeBron. It was now Steph Curry versus LeBron. In December of 2015, a Bleacher Report article would even make the argument that the rivalry between James and Durant was now officially over.
Well, yes, it
and
was
has
by
been
that
overblown,
point.
as Durant had a measly 4-15 record against James all time. KD had gone from being James's greatest rival to now not even being mentioned in the same
I don't know if he's
breath.
his greatest
The
rival.
media seemed now more interested in debating whether Durant was even the best player on his own team.
Oh, that's
in
crazy.
the 2016 playoffs, the Thunder would blow a 3-1 lead to the
You know,
Warriors
the
in the
Thunder don't
Western
blow that
Conference
3-1
Finals,
lead.
who then
Steph
they
Curry's
themselves would
legacy
blow
is a
their
little-
own
is a-
3-1
is a-
leads
is
to the
so
Cavaliers.
different.
Now remember the cap spike I mentioned earlier? Well, this is the offseason where it would all come into play. Thus, on July 4th, 2016, Kevin Durant was signed with the Golden State Warriors.
That
Breaking news
shit
this
was
midday,
crazy.
Kevin Durant just announced he will be leaving the Oklahoma City Thunder.
He is leaving for the Golden State Warriors.
With the Warriors, Durant would flip the script on LeBron.
That was
defeating
crazy.
the Cavaliers in the
Hey
2017
man, I'm sorry, but anyone, I'm gonna just say this, and this is not a, this is nothing. No, this is really nothing, but it is something. Anyone who thinks Kevin Durant was the best player in those finals, those two finals, or those three finals, yeah, the two finals that he went up against LeBron. Anyone who thinks Kevin Durant was the best player in those finals is wrong. He wasn't the best player in those finals. It was still LeBron James. The best player in the league was still LeBron James. It was not anyone else. It wasn't. Because Kevin Durant won because he did play with Steph Curry, and he did play with, you know, yours truly, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, Draymond Green. They had everything. They had everything he needed to be who he wanted to be. But he wasn't at all the best player. He was the second best player, that's for sure. And I kept on having to tell my friends, and I let them have their opinion. At the end of the day, I didn't really care, you know. But I kept on telling them that if Kevin Durant wouldn't have been there at all, in both those next finals, if the Warriors had made it back, which they probably would have, without Kevin Durant wouldn't have even been in those finals at all. He would have made it to the finals at all. If Kevin Durant never joins Golden State, I don't know if Kevin Durant even makes it to the finals ever again in his career. And you want to know why I say that? Because after Kevin Durant left Golden State, he was in 3 finals appearances with Golden State. After he left, Kevin Durant hasn't made it to a single finals appearance in forever. Mind you, Kevin Durant hasn't been to a conference finals since Golden State. I just want to put that into perspective, but you know, it is what it is, I guess. You know what I mean? We don't
in
harp
finals
over
in
it.
5 games. Durant's first championship would be against James. For KD, he had finally evened the score.
He's the only person since 2012. He's the only one that I looked at and said he's the only guy that can look me eye to eye. I told him we tied up now.
The obsession has paid.
But y'all wasn't tied up. I mean, I guess y'all was tied because y'all was 1-1 in the finals against each other. I honestly, that's an interesting message that he said, that like he's the only person that could look him eye to eye. I mean, I would have the argument. I know Steph Curry was on the rise, but I would say the argument is Steph Curry all time now is obviously better than Kevin Durant. But I would say right around that time, I feel like Kevin Durant was still better than Steph Curry. I feel like he was. It just wasn't acknowledged. People wanted to just point to Steph Curry because of the unanimous MVP season and everything like that. But I feel like I just feel like it was LeBron, KD, then Steph. It was LeBron, KD, Steph. It was LeBron, KD, Steph, James Harden, Russ, Anthony Davis. Those were the 6 best players on the planet. Those were the 6 best players on the planet. You could say Anthony Davis might have been in there instead of Russ, but it's argumentative. So those were the 6 best players on the planet.
Kevin Durant has finally surpassed LeBron James.
No!
In his own mind, that is.
Yes.
Because while Durant celebrated his first ring, the rest of the world was not convinced.
No.
Our gymnastics team was so dominant that Kevin Durant told me he wants to play for them next year.
They was
thought
cooking
that was
KD for no reason.
That's it. Oh, KD made the right move, and instead people were like, fuck that guy.
When his supporting cast won 73 games last year and almost got LeBron.
This kind of, what else do I have to do?
He went to the team that beat him.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say it, but like that's realistically that's legitimately the reason why they say that. It has nothing to do with the fact that if Kevin Durant had left and went to somewhere else other than Golden State, nobody would have cared. But since you lost to a team that won 73 games the year prior, and people are still LARPing over this 10 years, after it happened, it's kind of like, but I don't fault KD for joining Golden State. I think he made the best decision for his career. And not only did he make the best decision for his career, but he won 2 chips out of it. He won 2 championships out of it. And whether people want to say he's a top 15 or he's a fringe top 10 player, it is what it is, because Kevin Durant's career is cemented in history. He won those 2 championships. He didn't have anything to prove. He shouldn't have anything to prove anymore.
Fans will always hold against him.
And how would KD respond to this negativity? By fighting people in his YouTube comments. Seriously. On July 31st, 2017, Kevin Durant will conduct a poll on his YouTube channel with the question, narrative or skill, which one matters more to you? One of the top replies, LeBron is better than you. It's just facts.
LeBron is better than you. It's just facts. I'm gonna say this into the camera right now. I want a solo. I'm gonna say this right now. People that say that Kevin Durant is more skilled than LeBron. Yes, you're right. He's a better bag worker. He's a better shooter than LeBron. But LeBron is the better player just because of the fact that in moments that KD shrunk, LeBron didn't. In moments that, you needed Kevin Durant to be that guy, he couldn't be that guy. And Kevin Durant is that guy because he did win 2 championships and he is a champion. He is a winner. Kevin Durant is one of the greatest players to have ever played the game of basketball. Hands down, easy to say. And I think, the argument gets out of control, but yes, LeBron is better. But people care more about bag than they do anything else. So,
KD
but it is what it
would
is.
Respond, nah. Meanwhile, for LeBron James, his situation would continue to worsen as later that offseason, his co-star Kyrie Irving would demand a trade.
Kyrie left. And it's very interesting because Kyrie left, and then years later on Kyrie's podcast, he had said, this is the only guy on the opposite side of the court that I know that can, basically hit that kind of shot. That's kind of that would sting me too if I was your teammate for like at least 5 years, and you said that your new teammate was the only guy that could do something like that, even though you won a championship with me, and clearly you would have never been here in that situation winning championship. This is like, I'm not trying to throw any hate or anything like this, but this is like, these are true things to legitimately like say.
Wishing to lead a team of his own, ultimately landing with the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, it didn't go
While
well.
many criticized Irving for the move, Durant would defend him.
He said, when you're around LeBron James, there's so much that comes with that. And it just felt like he just wanted a situation where he would just be free from all of that.
And, you know, I get when people say, I get when people say, like, there's a lot that surrounds when you play LeBron. There's a lot of pressure, you know, when you play with LeBron, which there should be pressure. You're playing with LeBron. But I feel them because they say, like, because when people say, oh, all the blame goes towards, you know, you when you play with LeBron, and that can be true. That can be very true. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of it. You know what I mean? And I mean, the same could be said for almost any superstar in history. The blame doesn't necessarily go towards them if there's another star on the team. Kevin Durant, for example, isn't getting any blame for the Rockets losing because he didn't play. He didn't play in half the series. But no one talks about the lone game that they could have won with Kevin Durant. And they won 2 games in this series without him. So they could have went to a Game 7 against the Lakers. But, you know, that's not going to happen because of the fact that, you know, in a game where Kevin Durant did play, I mean, he was double teamed, but he had 9 turnovers. Yeah.
In just play.
Free from all of that and just play. A prophetic quote
Free
from
from all
KD
that and
about his
just
own
play.
situation, as the following season, he will grow tired of the Warriors' motion offense and team politics.
I want you to trust your teammates early. What you're doing is you're getting to the rim, and then you're trying to hit them. I want you to trust the first guy, and then move. Still attack, still look.
This is stupid though. This is stupid though. Tired of that motion offense, bro, because bro wanted to play ISO ball. It's just crazy, bro. He just wanted ISO a little bit more, which I don't understand, but whatever.
Score, but trust these guys, okay?
But that didn't matter on the court. Another season, another championship,
Same
another
spot,
finals
same
MVP,
dagger.
another round of discourse about why his ring.
He like literally, you can make an argument. Yes, he was the best player. He was the best player because he was on the best team. And then when he left the best team and got a chance to play,
don't count.
That best
And
player
now, even his own team
wasn't
is
his.
making jokes at his expense.
And then I heard you tell Kevin Durant he can have whatever contract he wants next year.
Yeah, that was just for the media. He can't have anything like that at all.
Because I think last year he told Steph he could have any contract he wants too.
Yeah,
so
well, yeah, that was different. He's been here from the run, you know, the way before days. He's earned it.
And now, instead of taking vague shots, he would critique LeBron by name.
Durant talking about LeBron.
Oh, I remember
I
that.
get why anyone wouldn't want to be in that environment because it's toxic.
James, however, would give Durant the benefit of the doubt.
I believe that's probably not the whole quote, so I'm not going to comment.
And once he got the context, James would be quote-unquote pissed off.
You know, they were friends. I think they're totally friends now. I think their relationship's healed now, but they were like definitely friends before the whole, you know, James Harden situation thing.
Coming from KD,
changed.
It would bother LeBron as opposed to coming from someone else in the NBA that LeBron James does not view as a friend.
Later that month on Christmas,
Yeah, he did view him as
James
a
would
friend.
get his revenge, defeating the Warriors, but at the cost of suffering his first major injury.
Oh,
Later
yeah.
that season, Kevin Durant would begin developing a close friendship with LeBron's former co-star, Kyrie Irving, raising fans' eyebrows at the 2019 All-Star Weekend.
KD and Kyrie seem to really have some chemistry over All-Star Weekend. Then they're playing one-on-one against each other, just laughing, having a good time. Now, you might think that all the players were doing this. No, they weren't. These two were especially just next to each other all All-Star Weekend long.
After suffering his own season-ending injury in the
So
finals
sad.
that offseason, Kevin Durant would choose to leave the Golden State Warriors to team up with Kyrie Irving. In a
Yep.
way, Durant has just completed his own LeBron James odyssey. Make the finals with the team that drafted you, go form a super team and win 2 rings, and then leave to team up with Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, but he didn't go back home, though.
KD would take a shot at the Warriors, saying, quote,
he talked about wanting to play ISO. Y'all motion offense, it works to a certain point.
He talked about it working for the first couple rounds of the playoffs, but not as much after that.
We all want to play ISO ball at the end of the day at some point.
Look. You got Steph with the polite answer talking about something. We all want to play ISO ball at the end of the day. No, Steph. You want to win championships. You want the team to run an efficient way. That motion offense did work later on. Kevin Durant just wanted to run ISO ball more. This is why Steph Curry's better than Kevin Durant all the time. Because Steph Curry is, he's able to. This is why the LeBron.
While Kyrie would take his own shot at LeBron, saying, quote,
I felt like I was the best option on every team I played for down the stretch.
I mean, yeah. This is the first time in my career I can look down and be like, that motherfucker can make that shot too. Kyrie, I want you. This ain't no thing to Kyrie. Has he seen LeBron? He's seen LeBron highlights. I know he has. This is all love, Kyrie. It's all love, bro. No hate. It's all love, Kyrie. He's seen LeBron clips. LeBron has hit some pretty insane shots. Some shots that you've never even hit before. But I get why he said it though, because you didn't, in his eyes, no, he didn't know. Of course not. He didn't feel like LeBron was that kind of guy that could hit those type of shots.
This is the first time in my career where I could look down and be like, that motherfucker can make that shot too.
I was a little like damn.
Yeah.
Once I got the whole transcript, I was like, damn.
The irony is that both LeBron and Curry will win another championship, while Durant
yes, they
will
would
be a foot on the line away from making the conference finals. In the coming years, the path between Durant and James will not cross often. In fact, after the infamous Christmas game, LeBron and KD will have a 5-year drought of
they did not play each other.
Either KD will be injured, or LeBron will be injured, or sometimes they'd both be injured. It wouldn't be until October of 2023 before Durant and James will face off again in a regular season game.
Yeah.
And not until April of 2026 before the pair will meet again in the playoffs. Now both players would have a tumultuous 2026 season. LeBron, who had settled into a third option role, would overnight become a first option again after losing both Luka and Austin Reeves to season-ending injuries in the same game. Kevin Durant, meanwhile, had come to the Rockets to become a first option after a failed stint with the Suns. However, all hell will break loose during the 2026 All-Star Weekend, when it would be exposed that KD, for the first time since 2017, was operating a burner account. And to make matters worse, this time it will be revealed that Durant used the burner to talk trash about his current teammates.
Crazy,
also in this one, he insulted one Jabari Smith Jr. by saying he cannot be relied upon, and he insulted his intelligence by calling him the R word.
Yet the Rockets would power through, winning 9 of their final 10 games to finish as the 5th seed and a first-round date against the Los Angeles Lakers. And now, we finally reach Game 2 of the 2026 playoffs, the long-awaited postseason battle between James and Durant. In the first half, Durant will be scorching hot.
This season, Durant got another one.
Going 6 for 7, scoring an efficient 20 points.
KD got bumped and the bucket. He'll go to the line.
James wouldn't be too shabby himself, scoring 14 points while adding 6 rebounds.
LeBron says, I'll just pull up again from right here.
But in the second half, the Lakers would begin setting double teams at KD, forcing turnover after turnover.
The double on Durant, yet another turnover for KD.
Meanwhile, James would take full advantage.
Lakers trying to close out game 2. James with the dunk.
Securing the Lakers the win and a 2-0 series lead. After the game, Jabari Smith Jr. will be asked by the media how the Rockets could better help Durant prepare for the double teams. His response?
It's on him to find ways to get himself involved and get to his spots without the,
Yeah, that's a crazy comment right there.
Team, we still
like, I'm not gonna lie to you, that's a crazy comment there, bro. Like, your team leader, bro, is your best player. Bro, Kevin Durant is like... Kevin Durant is like, even at this age of his career, Kevin Durant is like 1,000 times better than Jabari Smith Jr. And that's what bro had to comment about, helping his teammate better with those double teams. How about I pass you the ball and you make a shot, bro? Kevin Durant wasn't wrong, by the way. Majority of the stuff that Kevin Durant said in there wasn't wrong. I mean, Jabari Smith Jr. did play better in this series, but he wasn't wrong.
You know, BKD.
Unfortunately for Durant, he would miss Game 3 due to an ankle injury. And rather than sit with his team on the bench, Durant would instead opt to focus on his recovery elsewhere in the arena. For LeBron, he would have one of the most iconic games of his career, capped off by a clutch shot.
Yeah.
Lakers are down by 3 for the tie. It's good. LeBron James has money.
The Lakers would go on to win Game 3 and ultimately the series. Durant would not play in any of the remaining games.
Nope.
This series in many ways was a reflection of their rivalry. A rivalry that started with a friendship.
What do you say?
Then obsession.
Who do you play as? All right, LeBron.
Then contempt.
I get why anyone wouldn't want to be in that environment because it's toxic.
And ultimately, back to a friendship.
And that's what I appreciate about Bron, and that I overlooked and underestimated when it comes to him. His enthusiasm and love for the game of basketball. And it's that simple.
Like I said earlier, Durant's journey often mirrored the one of LeBron's. That is true, of course, only if you take out the context. And like most battles in this rivalry, context is everything.
Ooh, context is everything. You know, their careers do have a parallel similarity to each other. Kevin Durant, unfortunately, seems to get that, you know, no matter what, just second. Always second. Even when he won the chips, he couldn't catch a break with just people saying he was second. Although Kevin Durant, for every single championship run they were on, Kevin Durant was the best player. He was. It wasn't Steph Curry. It was Kevin Durant. Draymond Green could say what he want to say. Steph Curry is probably not going to say it, or anybody else in the Warriors can say it if they want to. But fans know, people know, Kevin Durant was the best player on those teams in those finals runs. In the finals, too, by the way. Especially if you go look at the 2018 game. Game 3, Steph Curry had 11 points. He had 11 points. Durant finished with like 40-something, I believe, or some stupid like that. Like, you know, it's hard to say. But anyways, it's currently 12:10 a.m., ladies and gentlemen. But I'm going to get out of here because it's been a long day, and I need to, I need to stop doing this because I don't want to overdo it. You know what I mean? I've been working my ass off though. But I really hope guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for, always being, the loyal and amazing fans that you guys are, because we are building a community, and the best community. We are 5 subs away from 600 subscribers, and we are getting closer and closer to that monetization goal. But I thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you guys subscribe. Comment below what you want to see in the next video. And as always, this is Zola, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.